Hey, what's going on, Pats Nation? It is Monday. Welcome to another edition of the Cans Pats Talk Patriots podcast. Got a big show tonight, man. Got a special guest. Got Savage from Twitter. He coming on. Going to drop some insights, some knowledge on us about the draft. We're about 10 days away from the draft. Draft will be here. Draft is getting here real quick. Next Thursday, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. The draft will be going on in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So we got a big show tonight. I got a few more guests lined up for the week. Let me go ahead and let D in. What's good with you, bro?
What up?
All right. Yeah, man, you doing all right today?
Oh, yeah, you?
Good, man. A lot of news just dropped, man. Let me go ahead and let Savage in. What's good, bro? How you doing?
What's up? What's going on, boys?
Not much, man. Good to have you on. Let's go in. Hey, we ain't gonna waste too much time. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. Some news just dropped about Shedeur Sanders. He's gonna be meeting he has a private workout scheduled with the Giants. I think it was Thursday, I believe. This will be this Thursday. I think that's big in terms for the Patriots and whatnot, because for a while it was going to be I think Cam Ward 1, Hunter or Carter 2, and then 3. We don't know what the Giants are going to do. So what do y'all think about the news coming out now about Shedeur Sanders?
Yeah, so I mean, I could answer from like the fan perspective or like the realistic perspective. You know, like the fan perspective. You know, fan perspective tells you it's a great opportunity to Giants get another look at Shedeur, and then hopefully they fall in love and they take him at 3, and then we get Abdul Carter. Unfortunately, the realistic perspective, which is not often what I share on Twitter, but the realistic perspective is they're probably just taking another look, doing some due diligence, and they're going to take Abdul Carter. That's probably what's going to happen. I like to share more of the homer takes, I want to share the stuff people like, but realistically, I don't know if it's actually going to go down. So. Bro, I just can't hear anybody's mics anymore. Some of the mics got cut off.
Can you hear now?
Oh, I can hear you now. Yeah.
The Giants did a lot of work on Shedeur Sanders all season, going to Colorado, going the East-West game a couple weeks ago at the Pro Day, and now they're doing a private. Now they could have, and then they bring him in for a top 30 visit right around free agency. So they're doing a lot of work, and I think Schefter reported I think it was the end of March. He reported that he could see the Giants taking Shedeur at 3 before he said that right after he said that Russell Wilson had joined and they had James Winston. So Schefter had already called it about a little over a month ago. About a month ago. So I'm not surprised. I think the fact that they're doing a private workout in Boulder and not at the Giants facility, I think that says a lot. You're not doing it this late in the process. Like I said, he just has a pro day 2 weeks ago. He canceled the workout with the Titans, and now for them to bring him in like that, I think it's something big.
I think it's good. I think I hope you hope that they love him. They want to bring him in. The problem is when you look at Shedeur, the actual prospect. If he went last year, right? If he goes in his 2024, not 2025, what number quarterback is he drafted?
Ooh, he's late.
He's like QB 8.
Yeah.
QB 7. I mean, he's probably after Penix, after McCarthy, after Bo Nix. He's probably QB 7. Because honestly, like he doesn't have the same intangibles and athleticism, it doesn't mean he's going to be a bad quarterback. Like nobody knows, but this is obviously how they try to figure out who's going to succeed at the next level. Like you gotta show it on. Like you look at Cam Ward, you know, a little more athletic. The ball jumps out of his hand. You know what I mean? A little more creative. Like Shedeur is like he's a pocket passer. He doesn't have the scramble. He doesn't have the elite arm talent. So I think in a different year, we're not even I think Shedeur is a 3rd round QB. But, you know, here we are. What can you do?
Hey, go ahead, D.
Right. What was the topic we was on?
About Shedeur, about them meeting with Shedeur Sanders holding the private worker. Do you think it's just smoke they're doing it, see if they can get back in the late first round, or you think I think it's something legit. What do you think?
I wouldn't necessarily say legit, but if you want to look at it like how they've been following him around the whole entire season, basically his whole entire season, and I look at it like they just want to make sure they're not missing something. You know, they want to make just in case a team call up for Abdul and they want to trade down, they like Shedeur enough. I mean, I just don't think he gets.
But I think the big reporters would have said it if it was something like I'm following some Giants reporters and they look at it as like they said it's something. I got a Giants guy now. He's been a reporter. I think he worked for New York Daily, and he said that it's always been Shedeur. That's what he said. So he think, I mean, you're not going to go way out. I don't know. They did a lot of work on it. They did do a lot of work on Shedeur Sanders, but I think it's something. But we're about 10 days away. We're going to know soon one way or the other.
I mean, yeah, I hope so. I hope it is.
Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting to see. And then, like, it's crazy because, I mean, the draft is crazy. You know, a smoke screen season, you get a lot of he say, she say stuff. And if it goes Cam Ward, I think we all assume Travis Hunter's probably going to the Cleveland. The Giants, they don't need Carter, but I guess you could say, I mean, it's tough to say you don't need a blue chip. He's a good player, really good player. And they'll find a way to use Carter. But I can see, like, if it was Hunter, Sanders, I can see them going Hunter. The fact that this Hunt is probably going to be Carter and Sanders, I think that trends towards Shedeur going 3 to the Giants. Because I just think, I mean, and then Carter visited with the Patriots today. So, I mean, maybe the Patriots and the Giants, they could possibly be talking about a trade or something. See, the Giants, they hold the cards in this draft for a lot of ways or whatnot. We know Cleveland probably is not going Sanders. But see, I think the fact that a lot of reports came out that the Giants didn't really like him or that he wasn't really linked to them during the draft process, they kept saying he was increasingly unlikely to go 2 or 3. I think that was the fact that the Giants didn't know what the Browns were going to do. Now stuff is starting to come out that the Browns are not probably going to go Shedeur. Now I think that's why we got this workout today. So it's going to be very interesting to see.
Definitely.
So that's just really my standpoint. And then I think right now the favorite to go for right now is Will Campbell. How do you guys feel about that, Savage?
Yeah, so
buy into it now.
Well, with Will Campbell, you know, obviously we've had just such a long buildup to, you know, we got 10 days, right? I've been tweeting about it for months. We've been talking about it for months, everybody. I still don't love his measurables. I know that, like, I know he played in the SEC. I know he plays well. Pretty good numbers. I watch a bunch of his tape. I don't love his short arms. I think there's a legitimate possibility that he's not a left tackle in the NFL. And that's not to be like sensationalist. That's not to have a crazy out there take. There's just a possibility. He could still be a really solid functioning left tackle. He might be a top 50%, top half of the league left tackle. And if that's good enough for everybody, just get a top half of the league left tackle, then good on you. I want better than that at 4th overall. Like, I think I was talking about this in a chat on Twitter the other day, right? One of the Pats chats.
Yeah.
Like, people said, okay, if Will Campbell turns into a top half of the league tackle, that's a success. And like top half the league, dude, like there's only 64 starting tackles. You know, so if he's like the 30th ranked tackle, you're okay with that? Because to me, that's almost not good enough. Like at 4, if you're taking Mason Graham, if you're taking Membu, if you're taking someone else, like I want a legit starter at 4th overall. We're not fucking around here. Like this ain't fucking around. Like you need to get somebody.
Yeah, and then with I was about to say with Campbell, if Campbell does go 4. And, you know, with the wingspan, the arm length, and the fact that even the arm stuff is even an issue, That's kind of crazy. That's saying something right there. Now in college, he was really good. Now he did have he struggled. I think he struggled against the South Carolina game. He struggled that game, but I think his problem is going to be more so with speed rushes. I think. But then you look at our schedule this year. Now the schedule don't come out officially next month. We got to play Cleveland, so you're going to be going up against possibly Myles Garrett or even Abdul Carter if he goes there. We got in our division. You got Jalen Phillips from the Dolphins, Greg Rousseau with the Buffalo Bills. The Jets got I can't think of the edge rusher they got. Not Quentin Williams, but the guy that had a big season this past season. It'll come to me a little bit. They got some guys. So I think in our schedule, like, I mean, you got to play we got to play the Giants this year. Let's see whatever they're gonna do. They might go Abdul Carter at 3. So I mean, he's gonna be going up against some top edge rushers in the league. So I think we're gonna find out real quick if he's good or if he's not. But you can't get this. You can't miss this pickup. Like you just said, Savage. You pick somebody number 4 overall. You better be daggone sure about it. And there shouldn't be all these questions that are coming out right now about the orange trade. A lot of people see him as a guard. I'm not taking a guard at 4.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, even like I think Elliot Wolf had a quote where he said something like, even if he's, he's either going to be a really great guard or a really great tackle or a really great guard. And I don't even like that quote. Like, why even fucking talk about him being a guard? That's not like you shouldn't even have that shouldn't be in the sentence. Like, you're taking a tackle. Like, I think when you talk about Armand Membu, there's no doubt Membu's a tackle. And Membu's probably going to be the best tackle in this draft. And
but the thing with Membu, he's a right
tackle, right? Yeah. Exactly. And you talk about like Josh Simmons from Ohio State, like he tore his patellar tendon. Josh Simmons could be an absolutely sick tackle. Like we don't know.
Probably can get him late first too.
Yeah, you probably get him. I mean, like I've said for a while, like the dream is always to trade back up in the first round. Like if you were going to get Travis Hunter when we thought we could get him, you're going to trade back up for an O tackle. Now, if you're going to get Will Campbell or Membu, you got to trade back up in the first for like a wide receiver. And Tet might be falling, Golden might fall, Ibuka might fall. Like some of these dudes are going to be there in the 20s, and I think you can move your way up.
So, Savage, have you done a mock draft lately?
I haven't done like a full mock. Only, you know why I haven't done one? Only because it's so fucking. Sorry for swearing. If this
language.
Non-swearing program. Yeah, it's basically there's so many mocks out there. This is the only issue. There's so many mocks and like
it's smoke screen season too. So much.
It's ridiculous. Like I put out like a top 10 recently, which I could find, but I could probably tell you from memory right now. I think my top 10 is kind of like what the consensus top 10 is right now, where I think it's going to be Ward, Hunter, Abdul Carter, and Will Campbell, and Mason Graham. And then who's at 6?
Jalen Walker.
Jalen Walker, I think, is going 8 to Carolina. 7 is going to is Membu. I forget who's picking 6. Oh, the Raiders. I think they get Genty. And then 9 as the Saints, and maybe they get Shadur now, maybe not. And 10, I think they pick up like maybe Will Campbell if we don't take him. But
let me ask you about if let's just say the Patriots would have trade back to 9, the Saints come up to 4 or 3 or whatever, and get Sanders or whatnot. Come up to 4, get Sanders. If we go back to 9, who you feel would be because if Wolf and Vrabel, they say they want best available, right? So we go back to 9. Who's your pick at 9? Is it Campbell, Walker, Ted? Who's your pick at 9?
Yeah, I would love that. I feel much more comfortable drafting at 9. But again,
what if Campbell ain't there?
Well, he might not be. I mean, we're playing a little bit like ticky-tack with that. If you're going to take the risk of trading back to 9, you're taking a risk. But I'm cool with that if you're going to pick up 40th overall. This is a deep draft, not a top-heavy draft. Like, we had a good deep draft, and this is a potential to really reload the roster and get younger. So I want to pick up another second-rounder. If you're trading down to 9, I don't think Campbell's gone yet. I think Membu goes to the Jets at 7. I think he's going to be a beast for the Jets too. Like, I think he's a really good player. You could pick up a 9, though. Think of the options. You could get Jalen Walker if you want him. You could get Tyler Warren, the tight end from Penn State, if you say, oh, I really love Tyler Warren. You know what I mean? You could still draft Will Campbell potentially at 9. So there's a lot of legitimate options at 9 and picking up a second round pick. That's what I have in mind, and that would be my dream scenario if you can't get Abdul Carter.
Do you like Jalen Walker?
Yes, I do. He's a little undersized.
That's what I was about to say.
If you're gonna play him at the edge, so like look at someone like Shamar Stewart, right? Like Shamar Stewart in the draft, is like 6'5", whatever, 265, runs a 4.4. Like he's just got the perfect build for an edge without the production. Just like Georgia's end, Michael Williams, he's got the perfect build for an edge without the production. And then you put on the tape of Jalen Walker, he's a freaking animal. You know what I mean? Like Jalen Walker's all over the field. He's fast as hell.
He's
like
explosive. He's not Carter though. I don't think he's not Carter.
No, I agree. He's second fiddle to Carter. Carter's also like 6'3", 250. But like Jalen Walker to me, you play him a little off ball, play him a little on edge. Like he could be Dante Hightower.
Yeah.
Potentially. So like, I don't know, to me, that's a guy that, and apparently has all the intangibles. He's a great leader. He's a guy that I think you really would love on your defense. But again, yes, he's undersized. So, and he has question marks. So it's like one of these things again, like we're taking a player with a question mark, and that's not what you want at 4th overall, especially.
How you feel about Ted McMillan? I mean, I know we're probably not going to take him at 4, but his stock has kind of went down a lot. I think I read Monday morning quarterback saying that he's probably going no receiver. He don't see the first receiver getting taken to after top 50. Now I think Dow's going to take a receiver at 12. I think they might take Golden or Ted. I don't see it. But Briss said he don't see the first receiver coming out till after 15. How do you feel about Ted? And would you? I'm sure you wouldn't take him at 4.
Yeah, not at 4. Not at 4. Especially, I've heard rumors. People talked before. A guy I talked to said that the Patriots had a little bit of issue with his ability to separate. That's what I heard that a couple.
I've seen that too. I seen that on report on that.
Yeah, so I saw that. I heard it from a guy who was down at the Senior Bowl and blah 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 blah. Anyway, so I heard they don't love his ability to separate, but there's some fans of him in the room. I think if he's probably I thought he was going to go between 10 and 20, like not top 10. I think he'll fall between 10 and 20. If he falls past 20, then either he's going to get scooped up really quickly because he's too big, too talented for that. And I think the Patriots could have an opportunity to trade back up. I just don't know if you can get quite that high to like 22 or 23.
What about, would you take him at 9 if Will Campbell and Membu's off the board?
I think there's just maybe other players I'd rather have. Yeah. Like for instance, I would probably, I mean, people might kill me for this. I might rather have Tyler Warren, at tight end. Only
at 9, I can see that.
Your tight ends are getting old. They're both 30, 31. And Tyler Warren could be a real focal piece of the offense again, like Gronk. He's obviously not Gronk, but could be a really, really talented kid, yak monster, contested catch guy. Like he's a really good player. So I would be into him at 9. I'd be into Jalen Walker at 9 if he didn't go to Carolina. A lot of options.
It's a few y'all in here. Make sure y'all hit that like button on YouTube, and make sure you hit the like button. Make sure the content, and make sure you comment, man. Let comment so we can read it out. And please hit that. Give me that thumbs up on YouTube. I really appreciate it, man. I think with Ted, I'm a big fan of Ted. He's my favorite receiver in his class, outside of Hunter, obviously. Another guy I like Luther Burden. Now, before he was like probably the top best receiver in the class. Now I'm seeing people say he's not even going to probably the first round. He's starting to see like an AD Mitchell slide. So with Burden, I seen a mock. I forgot who it was that had us getting Campbell at 4, and then sitting tight and taking Burden at 38. There is no way he'll be there at 38.
I would love that.
Of course. But I see the Titans getting him probably the top of the next round because they need another wide receiver opposite Calvin Ridley. There's no way Burden to be there. I think if we're gonna, that's the thing. If we go Campbell at 4. We're probably going to have to trade up for a receiver. If we go Carter at 4, assuming the Giants take Shador, we go Carter at 4, we're probably trading up for a tackle. So it depends on what you rather have. Would you rather have Campbell and like a Jaden Higgins, or Carter and maybe I'm trying to think of something like another receiver, because I think Higgins probably be going in the second round.
Yeah, so our guy, we just friend of my pod, Scout D, all over Twitter. Just put out like his would be kind of like his dream first 3 selections if Abdul Carter falls to 4. Okay. So it'd be Carter at 4, trade up to get Josh Simmons at 24, and then take Jalen Noel at 69. And like that to me would be pretty much dream scenario. Like if you can make that happen, you address somehow 3 excellent players at 3 needy positions: edge rusher, offensive tackle, and wide receiver.
So let me ask you this. if we would, because I like Jay Noel too. I was watching a lot of him over the weekend. How would we? So who's the odd man out one, and how are we going to use? I know he's more like a slot receiver, but and I know last year we made a mistake by not taking Ladd because we had Pop Douglas. I doubt we made that same mistake. So who's the odd man out of the receiver room, and how are we going? I mean, is it going to diminish Pop role a little bit?
Well, this is like some of these are like good football discussions, right? Like not even personnel discussions, but they're football discussions. Like, I played football, almost at college, and then I went to a better school instead for academics. But like, buddies that play at school, like, everyone gets too caught up in the verbiage, right? Like we're all talking X versus Z versus like, Now, can we just get talent? And you know what I mean? Like Ladd McConkey, like, yeah, he could play slot, but like, I'm willing to bet Ladd McConkey can line up at X. Like if you if Pop Douglas, like, is he only going to be slot? Can Pop get in other positions? If we draft like Stephon Diggs, yeah, he's going to play some slot and some X, right? He's going to do both. He might do 50-50. So of course there's a need. And we've talked about it. It feels like for a decade about not being able to find a true X receiver for a long time.
Who was the last X we had? Was it Moss?
Well, maybe Randy Moss, a true X.
They had Brendan LaVelle.
Yeah, in 2014, right? But who, the problem is when you had Tom Brady and you had, we're talking like the receiver crew we had, like with Hogan and Amendola and Edelman and then Gronk, right? You have the elite guy there was Gronk, right? At tight end. He was your elite player. He was your elite pass catcher. Then Edelman could fill any role. Hogan would be an X, but he's not like some hyper talented player, but he did his job, right? Filled his role because you had Tom Brady making it happen. So the real dream and the real thing you need to have happen is Drake May needs to develop into an excellent quarterback. And if Drake May
make people better like he did last year.
Yeah. If Drake May makes people better and elevates everybody, a rising tide rises all ships. If Drake May makes everybody better, we're not going to be sitting here and being like, oh, I'm really concerned that we have too many slot receivers. It's going to be like, we're scoring points. You know what I mean?
So essentially, Stephon Diggs would be your X. You probably got Noel in the slot. Pop is probably out at probably Z, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, honestly, it's like McDaniels is going to scheme it up, so you're going to have a lot of different formations, whether it's 4 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide. It's not all going to be traditional XYZ. Whatever. Like it's not going to be perfect, right? But McDaniels is going to be able to scheme an offense. If you give him enough talent and you give him Drake the coaching, like I think just because you have Pop Douglas, it doesn't create. It's not like baseball, right? Where you get a third baseman, you can't get another third baseman. Like if you have Pop, like that doesn't disclude you from drafting Jalen Noel, in my opinion.
I think this is a make or break year for Pop. No, not saying Pop is bad.
Yeah.
But I think I feel like there's more to tap in. I don't think he's hit his ceiling yet. I think, and then keep in mind last year, he could have had more. We weren't throwing the balls, and we had Brissett for the first month of the season. As soon as Drake came in, Pop numbers starting to go up a little bit. Scored some points, and most importantly, he was healthy all season last year. Everybody thought he was going to be injury prone because he had a couple concussions, a couple injuries his first year. So I think McDaniels loves going to those slot guys. So I think Pop is going to benefit the most from from Josh McDaniels and whatnot. What do you expect from Polk this coming year?
From Polk, honestly, dude, like for watching him last year and Baker. I think there's funny things that happen online, right? Like when you're on Twitter, and I do podcast stuff because it's fun. I really like talking about the Patriots. But when you're on Twitter in the zeitgeist, right? Like people have certain opinions all the time. Like in person, if you said, hey man, I don't know about Polk. I don't know about Baker. Then people are like, yeah, I get it. He had a tough year. But if you say it on the computer, like, I don't know about Baker, people will like yell at you. They're like, what do you mean? He's got all this talent. He's got a relationship now with Vrabel, blah, blah. Like, let's talk about in reality. Javon Baker had 1 catch last year.
And it was in the final game of the year.
Final game, 1 catch. So let's see how this goes. Like, we don't need to put any stock. Like, he might get cut. He might be cut this summer.
Baker?
Do you think Vrabel, like, you forget, like, before last season, he took film of himself getting pulled over and getting mad about the police near Boston. Like he's had the comment about people standing up from wheelchairs. Like, do you think, this sounds like a Mike Vrabel guy?
That's not going to happen with Vrabel.
That's what I mean. And so instead, but like Jalen Polk, I think might have the correct attitude and work ethic, and maybe Baker does too. Let's see how it translates in camp. But I'm not necessarily, I won't say I'm optimistic. I think you're going to have a log jam in a lot of ways, especially after you draft another wide receiver in the draft. So
I can't believe I forgot to mention this guy. Well, it's two guys. How would you feel about Jaden Higgins at 38? You think he'll be there? He should.
I think he'll be there at 38. I think I saw the only thing I saw wrong with that. I saw someone did a breakdown of like his route chart, and it didn't look that great. Like he had a bunch of routes that didn't have good numbers, but like just intangible wise and size wise, I really like what he looks like. He's fast, he's big, runs good routes. I like him a lot. I like Betch or Beck, whatever you want to say his name is, from TCU.
Yeah,
I like him a lot too. I don't know where he's going to get drafted. Jalen Noel, I like a lot. There are some really good wide receivers that could fall. Or you just trade up and get the guy, like Igbuka from Ohio State. Ibuka's just going to be a really good pro.
Yeah, Ibuka would be nice.
Yeah, like he's just going to be a good pro. Nobody talks about him because you already know. You're like, yeah, he's just going to be a good pro.
My favorite receiver in this class, outside of Hunter and Ted, and I'm surprised you didn't mention him, Cal Williams out of Washington State.
Oh, yeah.
I like him. I think he can play Z or X. I think whoever he's going to be a stud. He's ready. He's ready. He can play day one, I feel.
Yeah, Kyle Williams has gotten a little more hype because I think Phil.
And I think he might be there early day 3. Might.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if he'll get to the 4th round, but he might be a guy that you get at like 77. And the problem is like the Patriots are going to have their big board, right? You're going to have Elliott Wolf and Cowden, Vrabel. They're going to have their big board and be like, all right, who do we have? We're picking 77 right now, right? Okay, we're at 77. What do we still need? Have we drafted a wide receiver yet? Who do we have on our board? And if you all of a sudden you see like, oh wow, Jalen Noel fell to 77, pick him up. You know what I mean? Like we the problem is like we're not privy to Elliott Wolf's analysis. We're not privy to his system of ranking. And so we're all just playing in hypotheticals and playing the guessing game and trying to glean things from the reporters. But like truly nobody effing knows other than Wolf, Cowden, and Vrabel who they really value. That's the hard part about this.
And they supposedly have the new scouting system implemented this draft. So it's going to be interesting to see about that. I want to know how many receivers you think they'll draft. I think just one.
Probably one. I don't know. I'm more obviously focused. I hope they draft a tackle, a guard, and a center. Like I hope to draft 3 offensive linemen.
Yeah.
I hope they draft a wide receiver. I would like a tight end too.
What you think about Bryson Nesbitt on day 3?
Who is it? Nesbitt
from Carolina. Play with Drake May from UNC.
Oh, I don't know enough about him. Don't know enough. Too deep in the chart for me.
Yeah. So it's gonna be an interesting draft, man. We're about 10 days away, man. So running back. That's been a big topic too, man. I like Ollie Gordon, but I don't think that's the type of back they're looking. I think they're looking more so like a speed back, like Robert Kraft said, like third down back, which I thought Gibson could be there. I thought more so just a change of pace back, really.
Who's the kid? I posted about a kid today. I think what's his name? Brashard from SMU.
Brashard Smith.
Yeah, he's like he I think checks a lot of boxes. Like maybe a perfect McDaniels guy, like a third.
I gotta do some work. I've been hearing about. I gotta do some work on him
because he was a former wide receiver I was seeing today, and then he, now he's a obviously a focus on running back, but former wide receiver, great hands, and he could be your James White. So obviously that's what you want, right? And I think just the fact that you get McDaniels is going to
help
upgrade the offense so much more. Do you know what I mean? Like people are really sleeping on the fact that Alex Van Pelt, who great guy, whatever, really had no direction for this offense. There was no theme, there was no direction. The only theme was failure. Like the theme was fumbling from Ramondre. He could get traded, dude. Some of these dudes are like Kendrick Bourne could get traded. There's so many guys in this team.
Tavai.
Yeah, Tavai should be cut. He'll get cut. I don't know why he hasn't been cut.
I think after the draft, they probably. I was just about to ask you about edge rusher. If you don't get Carter, who are some guys that you've been looking at round 2, 3, or something like that?
Like Nick Scorton. Everyone's talking about Nick Scorton being a good pick for edge. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like Shamar Stewart is the freaky guy, like the freaky prospect. But like it's really deep. It's really deep in a lot of this draft is deep for edge. This draft is deep for running back, especially.
Yeah.
But like, it's crazy. Like you look at one rankings, right? I'm on NFL Draft Buzz, right? And this ranking has Mike Green as the 7th ranked edge. Now, Mike Green could be somehow a top 20 pick. That's how deep edge is.
I like James Pierce too.
Yeah, James Pierce. He has like a ton of intangibles. He's 6'5", 240 something, like athletic. Like so many of these guys just tested so well. Like look at these middle dudes here, these mid 3, James Pierce Jr., Shamar Stewart, and Michael Williams. Like almost all those 3 are massive guys, project guys that could get really, really good and can be really talented, but they're going to need a lot of coaching and they're really going to need to improve.
Yeah.
Versus if you go with someone who we haven't even talked about, which is Donovan Izaraku from BC, he had like 17 sacks last year or something at BC. Like he's going to step in day one and be a monster. So I watched him last year at BC. He's a very good player. Nobody talks about him.
Yeah. 10 days away, man. What I was about to say, whatnot. I think that before I let you go, first 3 picks, I think we got 4 top 100 picks, right?
4, 38, 69, and 77.
Okay. Your first 3 picks, what's your gut feeling right now before I let you go?
Right now in time, I will say my first 3, I'll go Will Campbell. Right now in time, not exactly what I want, but that's what I think it'll be. I think they trade up for a wide receiver. And I think that would be I think it'd be like Igbuka would be like my pick. Burden, I also think is a good pick. See, this is the thing. I'm too wishy-washy. I don't have any.
Bro, it's draft season. We all over the place. It's draft season.
No. I like Burden too, and I like Igbuka a lot. I think Igbuka is a real pro. I think he'll come in and be a real pro day one. And then I would look at either a D tackle or an edge later if you haven't gotten those positions or a tight end. I like lots of guys. I'm sorry, that's not definitive at all.
Keep in mind, guys, this is right now with the news just dropped about Shedeur Sanders. If we have you back on next week, it might be a totally different answer there, man. So who knows? We might get a lot of answers in the next 10 days or whatnot, man. It was a few people joined. I appreciate all y'all that joined. Y'all make sure that like button. I know a bunch of y'all going to check it out later on tonight. A lot of people y'all tune into the show late at night when it's on YouTube, whatnot. Make sure you hit the like button. And Savage, let everybody know they can find you, man. I know you're pretty popular on Twitter, so they probably already know.
Yeah, I'm on there. I'm on there. You'll see me. You'll see me on there. And I got my Savage Boston podcast, which we're growing. We're getting.
I'm gonna check that. I gotta check that out. Man, Mike got to hop on one day and hop on your show one day, man.
Yeah, man. Come on.
Yes,
come on.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate everybody joining me. Y'all have a good one. Hey, it was nice to have you on, bro.
All right, thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. Am I good to leave here? You don't need
to
audio upload.
You're good.
All right, man.